Did Q just suggest that we are living inside of a real Matrix just like the movie? Hi, I'm Craig and welcome to Just Informed Talk. I want to first thank everybody who has subscribed. Truly, you guys are the ones that make this possible, and everyone in the comments. There's just tons of information, and I encourage every single person who watches this video to actually go into the comments and read and contribute. Even if you don't have anything to say, just go read through them. There's fascinating insights, great dialogue conversations, and just incredible people. Like I've said before, the salt of the earth there. I want to thank every single one of you for commenting, and and also thank you for everyone who's subscribed. If you're new to the channel, go ahead and come to this page, hit the subscribe button, click the bell if you want notifications, and be sure to leave comments in the videos. But today we're going to get into the new and latest Q posts. These are just continually getting more and more fascinating and crazy and harrowing and just all types of different things here. But it says, it's funny that Q mentioned yesterday in my last post that this right here, and we kind of looked at it and it couldn't make heads or tails of it at the moment. But when he said Ruth Bader Ginsburg, so he does reference that, and now we go up to the latest post here, and it says, an Anon post to Q. He says, the fact Q brought up Ginsburg and then she landed on CNN the same day, front page speaks volumes. We are missing something. And then Q points to him and says, quote unquote, here to stay. Then Q says, no, you're not, Q. So gives me goosebumps. I don't know about you, but that's really a great response to that. And then, so what I think that this Anon's referring to here is this the CNN article. It says, Me Too will have staying power. Ruth Bader Ginsburg insists, and that was put up this morning at 7:30 a.m. So obviously, Q's got the insight, he's got the intel, and we need to pay attention. And as I said, future proofs past. Look back, read the post, go back, look at the videos that I've put up and others have put up, and inform yourself on what's going on here. And like I said, check out the comment boards, because that's where a lot of the insight and intel comes from as well. So getting into the next one. Fascinating thing here. It looks like, I don't know, he posted this twice. Not sure if there's a meaning behind that or if he just did that for the sake of it to emphasize it, but it says the inner circle. And here, I'll blow this up for everyone out there, because I know you guys want to read it too off the screen. So let's go ahead and make this. There you go. Okay, so it says the inner circle, Mika Brzezinski. Background, family, careers. McLean, Virginia. The age of tech has hurt their ability to hide/control. Majority today were born in to the circle, quote unquote, born in. Investigate those in front of the camera who scream the loudest. These people are really stupid. End is near. The media cleanse, JFK. Q. Okay, so, and it says the same thing right here. I don't see any glaring differences, but then you do get into what they're talking about, and there's some interesting things. Obviously, we need more research, but everybody knows, I think, from if you've been following these videos or if you've been following the politics of it for a while, that I've actually mentioned Mika Brzezinski, and her father's the big Neo Brzezinski, who is was a big time political analyst or political player. He served in many positions, but he was ultimately, I think he started back with Carter in the 70s. So this is, in the post here, let's just go ahead and look at it. It says McLean, Virginia. And I found, I was just going through, and first is this article, which is, let's see, I think this is one that Q or an Anon actually points to, but no, I'm sorry. So this article says, are they an item? MSC's Mika Brzezinski quietly divorces her husband 3 years after her co-anchor Skovar was his wife. Obviously, I think that this is an old article, and this was just pointed out by somebody on one of the Reddit boards as I was cruising the CBTS stream and just trying to find out more information on the Brzezinski connection here. But, you can see her and Joe are definitely in it together, and they're who knows how dirty or whatever they are. But let's go here. It says McLean, Virginia. So there's an article here talking about a Georgetown condo that Brzezinski bought. And you can see here that it says she is from McLean, Virginia. And that's definitely something to be looked at. And doing a little further research into it, I found Zbigniew had a article posted about him back in 2006, and it was titled "Forever the Negotiator: Brzezinski in a Stalemate Over a Sidewalk." And obviously, this just gets into the fact that there is an easement in Virginia, this McLean area city, near an estate of this Brzezinski, and he went to the full force to make sure that there was no sidewalk built along this road. So it's something to be looked at more closely, and we'll get to that soon. But let's just keep going for now because we have a lot more to cover. If you guys want to leave comments and kind of tie some of this together, I mean, some of it's kind of self-explanatory. The media cleanse, and the end is near. But and these people are really stupid, but if you want to read more into it, please, by all means, let's keep the dialogue going, because that's what makes it our insights pretty much what we need to have. So now, first is a picture of, you can't really make it out here, but it's Kim Jong-il, Bill Clinton, and this guy right here is John Podesta, and I'm not sure about the rest of these people up here, right? But then it says, find the link, look around. What does it signify? Well, the link, I think, is that they're both sitting on flowers, and that's what Q goes into here next. He says, find the link, look around. It's reposting that. And then it says, what are they sitting on? Perfectly lined up. Why? Learn. Q. Okay, so that's definitely something we need to look at further. And then this Anon who posted this, it actually said, I wonder why Barack Hussein Obama is depicted sitting in a bush. Now, I still haven't gotten what he meant by that BHO is depicted sitting in a bush. But, I don't know if he's hiding somewhere in the picture, but we'd have to look at that a little bit further. And then that goes into the next one here. And that kind of points to the flowers. And we'll get into what the meaning of the flowers is right now. Moving up into the next post, we're going to look here. So an Anon post to Q, he says, Chris Wallace looks clean as far as those descriptors used by Q are concerned. Looking into Matthews now. And then Q actually points to him and says, check out this Wikipedia article, and you're not looking close enough. And the Wikipedia article talks about Mike Wallace. And Mike Wallace he was a correspondent. He had a bunch of shows on CBS. He was very popular. But in his later life, he was known for interviewing like the Iranian president Mahmoud Ahmadinejad, and I think that this is like a Mockingbird connection here. I think we all have seen this guy in on 60 Minutes, and it was something. If there's something there's something there certainly, and I definitely think it's Mockingbird related, and I think it kind of goes to the fact that Q's pointing to the fact that all these people are related, and like he says, I think later he says born into it, but we'll keep going for now. They're definitely connected, and they're born into it, and then they're put in places of power for a reason. Now, flowers and gardens. This is the next Q post, and it says learn the hidden symbolism, and it gives you this link to a encyclopedia.com, which actually goes into what slave gardens are. It says to supplement basic provisions. You guys can go read this for yourself. Just go to encyclopedia.com, type in slave gardens, and you'll have this whole setup. But the basic gist of it is that back in the day, when slaves were around, prevalently, that they would have gardens, and those gardens they would keep, and it would actually, because slaves didn't have a great diet, they would grow the garden and give like an offering to their masters, right? Their slave owning masters, whoever. But then they would eat, carrots or potatoes or whatever, and that would give them the actual sustenance they need to actually stay alive and stay healthy, because they weren't being given, what the masters were eating, obviously, and they needed certain vegetables and vitamins to stay healthy and alive, and even the slave owners knew that. So I think this is totally an allegory for what the relationship is between these two individuals. And if you just, if you look at it, there's a reason why they're sitting on flowers. Maybe, they each have their own slave gardens, and this is how they get out around it. And you can see here clearly that that's John Podesta, and a bunch of other people who probably weren't working for our benefit in hindsight now looking back. But that's for you guys to keep. I love it in the comments. Just keep putting it together. But it says flowers and gardens learn symbolism. And it says, what does a flower represent? What does deflower represent? Q. So we kind of know what flower represent and what deflower represent. For those of you who don't know, just go ahead and type that into Google, and you'll get a bunch of stuff about it. So now we're going into the next article, and this is the last set here. So we'll start off. Q points back to his old post, and he responds to that. He says, think children, think slaves, think sheep, Q. So that's very disturbing to think of flowering and deflowering of children and slaves in their slave gardens. And I don't know how to connect all this, because this is getting to the point where it's just crazy. And the next post is even further into that realm. Now, an ANON post in the next post, controlling the crops controls the people, or parentheses sheep, parentheses might be reaching, but throwing it out there. And then Q actually responds to that and says, coincidence, the Matrix parentheses movie grew people as a crop, used them for energy, or used for energy, and controlled their mind. Sound familiar? Wonder where they derived that idea from. Now comes the quote-unquote conspiracy label. Deeper we go, the more unrealistic it all becomes. The end won't be for everyone. That choice to know will be yours. So there you go. I think this is like a red pill moment. Not that we haven't had enough of those already with Q, but he's basically saying that what I interpret that as is that he's saying the truth is going to be really harsh, and people are going to be really disturbed by it, and it's going to be that we're going to have to see where this all goes. But I just want to thank everybody for watching. Don't forget to leave your thoughts in the comments, because that's really what makes this channel work. And I just want to thank everybody for subscribing. But let's just take a minute and say, God's grace is greater. And if we all look to God, and we all pray, and we all work hard and continue to put in the effort on a daily basis, we will be successful, and we will defeat this evil. And without getting into it much further, I just want to thank everybody for watching. God bless, and Godspeed.